Hey, welcome back to more Ace Attorney, Great Ace Attorney Adventures.
Ace Attorney, great.
Yes. Let's go ahead and continue here. I believe we were on the ropes until Susato Mikotoba showed up to deliver us something that she went to go get with her dad, and hopefully we'll be able to save our butts.
Or will it? Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
I'm a big fan of Pokemon Go, you see. Ha! A judicial assistant? And a woman, no less! The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify. Yes, I fully understand. I ask for only 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Ha! You're too late, little girl. The trial has already been concluded.
5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more.
But, Your Excellency! I am most grateful.
That is how long women last with me anyway. What? Who exactly are you?
I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now.
What is it? A report about something written in English.
It's Jezeel Brett's research.
The Englishwoman's...
After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper.
Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
So, does this research, whatever it is, has something to do with the case?
I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself.
Oh, no, of course not.
Special characteristics of curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting.
Isn't that a Final Fantasy spell? Curare? What's that? Never heard that word before.
Time's up! The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Kira?
It was a joke.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it.
This is wonderful. Thank you.
Goodbye then, and good luck.
You have had long enough, Counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Yes, okay. We have options here. This really is our very last chance.
Yes, I know.
Hey, you got it.
Your Excellency, defense does have new evidence. Look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett? Oh,
Yes,
was
Your
the look the evidence?
Yes, Your Excellency.
If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer.
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid... it's not so very long until tea time. I must politely decline.
Give me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realized it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order. As a woman, you have no rights.
I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
My apologies, dear lady. So, Counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention?
My badge! Okay, no. Let's see what this actually says.
My ass.
Synopsis. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Affects instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. The above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its inability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full-body paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation.
Miss Giselle Brett. I understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Hume University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison.
What?
Poison? Where are you going with this, Counsel?
It's known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection! What? We're complete and utter nonsense! Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it!
You wouldn't have done.
What do you mean?
I mean that you wouldn't have heard of curare before for one very simple reason. Because it exists in our country. It doesn't exist.
Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify curare. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison.
What?
Gave her the posy on. Order. Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist?
According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, curare has long been used by the tribes people of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows?
The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. It was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. How about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Objection! Trumpery! These aspersions are utter trumpery! To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed.
No. That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector?
Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that.
I don't remember anything like that either. I noticed the professor being in any kind of pain.
According to this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean, the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used.
Explain yourself, Counsel.
The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible! Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects would go largely unnoticed.
But I don't follow, Kazuma. Just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death.
Full explanation is extremely unpleasant. A poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail.
Respiration? I don't know what that means.
In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
That's hideous!
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison. Oh, get fucked. Get nay-nayed.
And you're suggesting that this bottle, Council, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection! This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense. If I may, all these facts. You think you're so clever, but you must be taught some manner. Shut up! It is you who must be taught. Of course. Dear lady! So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it?
What?
You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled! What a loathsome act.
Who said it was a British person?
This breath, the feeling is mutual.
Whatever do you mean?
Neutralizing on the unfortunate circumstance of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime. That really is a loathsome act, wouldn't you agree?
Objection! Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules.
What's so funny?
Oh, excuse me. Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett?
May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please?
Chug, chug, chug. Well, yes, I don't see, why not?
Okay.
Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys.
Sorry.
To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics. It's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers!
You gonna fucking kill herself?
Okay, it's not.
Wait! What are you doing?
No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned.
Oh, no curare. The bottle was clean, is that what you're saying?
You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett?
I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Ah, yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given.
Oh no. This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how? How did she?
He's a steel type.
Or did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale?
Ryu is
Understand it.
Phoenix's, like, ancestor, right?
Ryu is, yeah.
Of course he has that pose.
Well, I suppose if
not.
not- Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London.
I invited. There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? There can't have been, because otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Come on, Ryunosuke. We have all the clues now. That bottle of water.
Oh, okay, it was in the glass, obviously. Oh,
Culprit did put curare poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. Eh, The defense refuses to change its position.
serious?
Fool! Are you blind? There is no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw...
Spread drinking the water from it.
That's right. Which rather complicates your argument, I think.
I believe that complication can be explained.
How exactly?
Just think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. Show the answers in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be. Time for a brain blast? Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim,
Atomic vomit.
I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume the supposedly poisoned water unscathed?
Yes!
The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
Attention!
That's not a valid explanation.
No?
After all, we don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency. I just realized the voice I'm doing for Ouchie is fucking Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's a little different from Doofish, but similar.
Yeah.
Both of my parents failed to show up to my birth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest, I'm just reading Susato-san's notes. I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pertinent section, counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle?
Doofenshmirtz is fucking
I don't know what
based now.
section it's actually under. I have to check.
Yeah, I don't.
Here we go. Special characteristics.
You have to stab her first. You hear a lot about this curare poison. It's left me curious about something. See what I did there? Oh, counsel? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years. Lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. So we've been led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat.
Get to the point, please.
Yeah,
should
wouldn't
eat
it poison
her.
the meat?
But if they were to use these laced arrows, that means there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat.
Yes, good point.
So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison.
Yeah, I was thinking about that before.
Good gracious, counsel, no, that would be madness. I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. The special characteristics, it says this. Poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? See, that makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though.
Okay, I see how this was gonna work.
It all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When curare enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever.
What?
There
It's
is
Brett.
poison.
Who authored this Who authored this research? You knew curare's special characteristics. You knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any damage to yourself. Danger, not damage.
Meddling little...
It,
Rapscallion!
did we know there was a bird there before?
Yes.
It wasn't clear it was alive.
Well,
Right.
Inosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be.
Really? Me? Lawyer?
All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure, but I fail to see how it possibly... Shut up! So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly.
You voted. What are you trying to say?
Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw.
Schoolboyish?
Law?
As even your brain has managed to deduce, curare is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus.
Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they?
So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he?
Oh.
He was
That's
shot.
right!
Good gracious.
Alright, I know the answer to this.
That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no?
They used the carbonated water to cool down his burn. And that's how I got in.
Order in court,
Well
order!
done is what?
His burn.
Burn.
Because he had a burn on his wrist.
Oh, no, because we're asserting that the burn happened when he slumped over dead.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That wouldn't have, like, broken the skin, necessarily.
Right.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Logic
Okay.
holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they will be affected in the same way.
Are you trying to suggest?
Yes, the curare poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that.
Sometimes they even rip the skin.
What is this black and white image welling up inside me? I felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. Than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey.
Objection!
Said it!
Is that
Really
was
weak
that?
objection.
Uh,
I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett.
How dare you use that tone with me?
You know very well that there's no fatal flaw here. Exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. As we now know this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the curare?
He had dental work, which means it would get in through like the wound in his mouth.
yeah.
As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there's a fundamental and fatal difference between the two deaths. A fatal difference. Yes, one's alive and one's dead. Toxic effects of curare are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water?
Inside?
Yes. The wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example.
Ah!
Ugh. Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already. You were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day.
Ah!
So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this.
She? Bitch. Laughing?
I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so puerile.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Don't worry, little schoolboy, you'll find out soon enough.
I feel giddy.
You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it.
Oh,
I mean, it could just slip.
you're still going to jail.
Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed.
No! Listen, what just happened? You just smashed a bottle. That is a recall. What happened under? Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible, at once.
You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it.
How could you? You won't get away with this.
You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy, but I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle, or not.
But now we can nail you for ruining evidence?
I heard that as you can fuck the bench.
You.
And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, of course, of course! You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady. That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
No, you killed the victim that day, using curare. And then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the first dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun.
Jesus,
Ooh, ow.
It's kind of stupid.
Then, in the confusion that followed, all you have to do is turn the dead professor and his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime.
What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. Hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly! And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? I had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it?
This has to be a dream.
The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene.
Ryunosuke,
Yes?
we've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it.
What? What do you mean?
Unless the vital piece of evidence is true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head.
In my head?
You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend upon.
Yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head.
So think back now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell.
I saw what I felt. Professor smelled like shit. Every color. Oh, how convenient.
I don't get
God.
it.
Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in that vibrant memory of this same scene in my head, there'd be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Looking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue.
You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then, let's whip that smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence!
All right, I can't wait. Been niggling the word. For a while, that something feels amiss in my memories of that day.
Yeah, it's a word.
And what this could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been.
Why did you Photoshop a fork in? Okay, no.
I forgot about that.
I didn't want people to think I didn't have a fork.
Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Switching between answer and answer.
Yes, what is it?
Still miles away. I'm thinking about that bottle being smashed. Wish I was smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you?
I wish I was
Absolutely.
pickled.
I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Wait a minute, what are you going with? Shut up! Where are you going with this, little boy? That's what he was gonna say.
God.
It's just a memory that's been troubling me.
What memory?
I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood.
What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously that must have happened when you shot the professor.
No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front. There's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him.
Ah!
Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. The shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were. Giselle Brett?
I beg your pardon? This is beyond ridiculous, fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Oh.
This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to.
Inspector, you mean...
Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it.
You did what?
I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating.
Is the size of the, like, mass supposed to be, like, emphasizing the, like,
And all,
3D?
in the name of justice.
She's holding it in front of her. And yes, this was originally a 3DS
Yeah.
game, so...
Yeah.
We can find out for sure whether or not there's a blood stain on Miss Brett's plate. Must examine it.
there was a now at the end?
Yeah.
Didn't
Believe you.
Inspector.
Oops,
Now. You happy?
yes.
Court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately.
Yes, sir!
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Sorry for the delay. Here is what you ordered. The steak.
Huh? What about the blood? Is there blood on it?
Of course there isn't!
Steak is probably, like,
Inspector, the
cardboard by
blood,
now.
man. Show the court. It must be dry by now.
Yeah, it must be, like, cardboard.
Of course, except in the plate at your leisure. Off. No.
Anywhere. No, that's impossibly. I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It's right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. People not know how blood.
What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you.
Ah,
I couldn't agree more, in the case of this disgrace to the Empire.
I believe we have finally reached a conclusion in this trial.
Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch, but I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly.
Hey.
If the sorry-looking accuser wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
Maybe it's on the underside.
I was thinking that
Can I
too.
lick
but-
it? The plate I saw, or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination.
Let's have a look.
I was just hungry for blood.
No, not on the underside.
On the steak.
Huh?
Just click on the steak, just see what happens, because it's blinking.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. This is the other plate. Because this is the coin. This is the coin that was stolen from the old man. I was wondering when that was going to come back.
Oh.
Okay.
Forgot about that. What in the world is this?
Think it's Koban coin, and the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe.
No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing there? Did you say it was a Hoei Koban?
Yes. And apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable.
This isn't the first time today that there's been talk of a Hoei Koban.
I've heard of pearls before swine, but I've never heard of bullion before bouillon.
It's an English saying. You're not supposed to know that. Don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means...
What exactly is a bullion?
Gold.
Gold thing.
Yeah. I never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick gut of meat. And it's from the Hoei era, too. That'd make it really quite valuable.
It's well marinated in the juices as well. Look. Bites into it.
What are you thinking of eating it?
No. But the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. I want a chocolate coin in it. Heart's going to be raising us to lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize.
I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, Ryunosuke.
Not steak. Steak.
I've got a golden ticket.
Koban coin underneath the steak. There's only one logical explanation. As if anything about this is logical.
Alright.
This is it now. I've lost, even though I just examined the winning evidence.
Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel.
Huh?
Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward no matter what.
Believe in the me that believes in you.
Yeah!
Okay, Kamiya.
Believe in myself? Really? That song from Sonic Adventure? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself.
Oh my god.
As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, no slurs or anything, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? Bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. This plate does take reveal any other clues at all. No, there's
A
not.
clue.
Your Excellency, please wait. This player beast's got another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak.
What's my name?
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
Her full name
I'm
was
sorry,
Mistake.
Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence, no matter how annoying it is. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it?
Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court what you are alluding. Where precisely on this plate of beefsteak is this new clue to be found? Huh? This is the same.
The fuck?
I think it's a... Oh, yeah.
It doesn't make sense for them to say this now because they're supposed to, like, have figured it out.
Yeah.
There.
It's a... I guess present is a different button.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oops.
Good gracious. That's...
Ah! A Koban? What on earth?
Oh, everyone at that.
Everyone in this courtroom is so well versed in Kobans.
I mean, it's Japan.
Miss Brett. This is in fact the beef stick that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me. I
Whoops.
don't... Continue to interrupt my line, bitch. Is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Shut up! What a ridiculous question! How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what this is, but I want no part of it.
Question is that meat juice or blood?
Meat juice. I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat. That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction. Yeah, a priceless
actually
coin
meat
under the
blood.
meat, sure.
Be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. Oh, rare. Oh,
Are you
hold
okay?
on. Just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this
Are you
turns out
okay?
to be relevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now.
He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel.
Whoops.
I'll never
Fuck.
go to San Francisco. A rare Hoi Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. This turns out to be irrelevant to the case. I'll give up my lawyer job right now.
By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway. Shut up! Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant.
Even though I'm the one on trial here? Even though I'm the main character? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. Owner of the koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is... Guy with the funny head.
Where did he go?
Obviously, it can only be...
He was down on the stand, so he left.
Antique dealer and owner of Susato. Curio Korekuta-san.
Cutie... as in Mr. Cucumber something. Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable.
Ah, yes.
That one's a little racist.
Where have you been?
Where the fuck have you been?
Half paying attention occasionally.
The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency.
I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired.
I was trying to do a trick shot. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Indeed! The Hoera Koban, my prized coin! And this Hoera Koban, do you mean to tell me?
No, please! Why would Kurekta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense!
Yes, it makes no sense! Which is why I'm asking to bring Korekuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him.
Stand.
Officer! Arrest this woman for making fun of my poor attempt at an accent. Bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. At the moment's delay. Slowly rotating. Can't believe we come back round to that pair again. I have a hunch, a strong hunch, about that guy's lunch. If we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case.